Assassin's Creed Rogue has garnered infamy for being a rushed-to-shelves title to suck some extra cash out of the Xbox 360 and PS3 generation during the transitional phase to 8th gen consoles. Because of this, you can see many pitfalls in the game's narrative, characters, and the length of the game in general. However, one aspect of Rogue that I think is massively overlooked is just the diversity and quality of the open world. A lot of live service games have this mantra that the game only starts once you beat the story, and ironically, the single player focused Rogue shines best once you've beaten the main story, and have all the tools at your disposal to be let loose and explore. The game offers you a taste of what you loved in previous AC titles, with its central locations, New York, the River Valley, and the North Atlantic. Starting with New York, we are treated to a version of the city that is denser packed and better designed than the one in AC3, filled with more colour and atmosphere that reflects the prosperous time more than the war-torn AC3 version. Instead of military forts that were out of the way and easy to beat, we now have gang headquarters slap bang in the way of your exploration, and with constraints like gang leaders fleeing if they detect you that keep you on your toes, whilst reminding you of the assassins being out of character and oppressing the people, and the importance of your mission to stop them. The city of New York is filled with assassins, waiting to get the jump on you. One of the best ways Rogue reminds you about its central theming is through these small interactions in the open world, where an assassin will intercept you and a quick reaction is needed to survive. Match that with improved movement assists like zip lines and fresh animations getting you up and down from buildings, and the city of New York feels like an entirely new location, a dense and freeing one, similar to the previous entries and a joy to traverse, thanks to the refined parkour system from Black Flag that is still incredibly satisfying to pull off and easy to make look impressive. Then we move out to the River Valley. The frontier in AC3 was a wonderful idea only partially realised, with a few hunters dotted about and plenty of wildlife. But the River Valley brings lush environments with dense puzzles from Black Flag's islands. You come across settlements and ancient ruins alongside a fantastic atmosphere of wet, miserable vegetation as you trundle your ship along tight valleys and move between parts of the map. What I love about the River Valley is that at first it looks like more Caribbean islands from Black Flag, but very quickly you realise this is more of an exploration environment in which your ship is simply tagging along. Locations like Sleepy Hollow and its unique design bring a grim atmosphere to Rogue that was never seen in Black Flag. The River Valley is a vast area that includes open spaces where supply camps and frontier clashes can occur as dynamic events. These events keep the region full of content despite its size, and as you explore the area, you'll be reminded of the 7 Years' War and the conflicts that are always a threat to peaceful settlements and are never far away. The most remarkable moments of Rogue are when you pause and absorb the environment around you. The serenity and disquieting ambience conjure up a sense of unease that has never been experienced since the first few games in the series. Now, I know what you're going to say. Whilst the River Valley is an improvement in density compared to the Frontier, it's still just a collectathon. However, you need to take into account the way Assassin's Creed handles movement, and I want to go back to the Tombs from AC2. These were intense gauntlets that had you use your parkour skills in a set path, usually on a time limit, to reach a final location. These were grand in scope and a cinematic experience away from any kind of direct narrative. Aside from a few, there's no dialogue at all. You just take in the environment and begin scaling and discovering what secrets these ancient tombs had. The same could be said for the Black Flag and Rogue Islands. Every time you dock your ship, the game design gives you an indication of where to start to begin scratching those collectibles off your list. The collectible rewards the player for completing these parkour objectives through your time at each location, inviting you to explore every corner, and by the time you get that sound effect notifying you that an area has been completed, you feel like you've seen everything the location has to offer, and it gives you the same sense of accomplishment that the tombs in AC2 did. The islands from Black Flag were stunning and brought a sense of adventure, but nothing quite beats the North Atlantic for me because of both the feeling of wonder and danger it presents. I'll never forget the first time I realised you could walk on the sheets of ice by simply getting off your ship while cutting through it. Even though there wasn't any incentive to do so, I felt an uneasy feeling as the silence followed Shay walking on the thin ice in the middle of an empty sea. The North Atlantic presents us with the closest recreation to a previous game. The islands in Black Flag were incredible, and so Rogue inverts this with dangerous frozen shipwrecks and the occasional polar bear to scare you silly. Seeing a group of penguins dive into the water as you walk along the creaky wooden beam of an abandoned shipwreck, only to discover a lost piece of armour inside, and then need to begin a quest around the entire map to unlock it, is immersion that no dialogue could ever replicate, because although the player has had environmental cues to draw them in, you still feel like you found this yourself, and get the satisfaction of going back to uncover that armour and feel the weight of that journey, even if you just powered through to get all of the items to unlock it. The North Atlantic being more dangerous with legendary ships and forts to conquer it, makes a sense of challenge and excitement for players. The ship combat and exploration play a vital role in creating an effective world design in this area of the map, whilst the frozen waters pose a higher risk to players, making it essential to have a well-prepared ship to navigate through the area. Apart from the potential dangers, the North Atlantic offers a unique experience to players. The legendary ships and forts provide opportunities for players to engage in intense battles and emerge victorious with valuable rewards. The exploration aspect of the game is equally intriguing, with players required to navigate the harsh weather and varying sea conditions to discover the hidden islands. All these elements come together to create a thrilling and immersive gaming experience in the North Atlantic, making it a truly unforgettable endgame area. Rogue's lack of side quests could be seen as a deliberate design choice to emphasise the game's world and environment. Without the distraction of side quests, the player is encouraged to take their time exploring and immersing themselves in the game's setting. The lack of side quests allows players to craft their own narratives and adventures through the environment, giving them a sense of ownership over their journey, which at times can even outdo the narrative of the game, making it a truly unique and memorable experience. Although Rogue is nearly 10 years old at this point, I still find myself revisiting it time and time again. The world of Rogue has appealed to me more than most others in the series. It takes all the tech and knowledge from the 7th generation of games and pours a lot of creativity and heart into what was a very short amount of time, and that pressure created a gorgeous open world to explore long after completing the narrative. It's one of my favourite worlds this franchise has given us, and one that doesn't deserve to be overlooked. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up down below, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you very much for watching.